Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the TED in Your Head podcast. I am the TED in TED in Your Head, Ted Moreno, certified hypnotherapist, and I've been in private practice for going on 20 years now. And as a hypnotherapist, I use the tool of hypnosis to help people literally change their minds. See, the idea is that we have our conscious mind, which is a small part of our mind, then we have our subconscious mind, a much larger part of our mind that contains our associations, our memories, and our beliefs. And many times it's that subconscious mind that's driving the bus, even though we want something consciously, goals, dreams, desires, etc. Many times it's that subconscious mind that's holding us back. Anxiety, self-sabotage, bad habits, these can all be rooted in the subconscious mind. And my job is to work with my clients to help them get those things out of the way so they can be on the path to health, happiness, and success. And if that's something that you're interested in, be sure you wait till the end of the show when I'll tell you how to get in touch with me and we can have a short discussion. So let's get into today's topic of discussion, masters of self-deception. And we are masters of self-deception. So let me start with a little story. Sometime in the 90s, while I was living in Tucson, Arizona, I decided to become an independent insurance agent. Someone had shown me an opportunity to make money and get residuals and all that good stuff. And since I had no clue what to do with my life at that point, I signed up. I went through the training, started going to the sales meetings, and though the guy that had signed me up with this company was a bit of a knucklehead, in my opinion, he seemed to be making money. So I actually took the insurance test and got my license. Now, this was an in-home deal where you go to people's homes, you look at their policy, their insurance policy, and then you show them how your insurance policy would be better. However, even months after I got my license, I had yet to make an appointment to see someone to sell insurance. I just never got around to actually calling someone and going to their house. I would go to the team meetings and the other agents would ask me, "So, Ted, when are you going to get your first deal?" "Soon," I assured them. I told the team leaders not to give up on me, but I never made a single appointment to see someone to try to sell them life insurance. I started to feel like a real loser. One day, I said to myself, "Self, this is not going to happen." The truth is, I have no intention of ever selling life insurance. I said adios after wasting a lot of time beating myself up. I was fooling myself, and I had to stop my own self-deception. Richard Feynman, the American physicist, said, "The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool." Let me ask you, have you ever been in a relationship that you knew would not last, but tried to convince yourself that it would? Have you ever been in a job that you knew was not right for you, but you kept hoping it would get better, even though you knew it wouldn't? Have you ever kept putting off taking action, hoping a situation would resolve itself until it got so messy that you were forced to do something? If so, then you know what self-deception feels like. And we all deceive ourselves if we're honest with ourselves. But that's the problem, isn't it? We're not always honest with ourselves. We'll do it consciously or subconsciously. It can be a consistent pattern of behavior, or it can be something we just do when our back is against the wall. We use self-deception to protect ourselves or to enhance our belief that we can accomplish something or make something happen. However, self-deception can be the root of self-sabotage and a way to avoid responsibility for our lives and what happens in them. So, why are we such masters of self-deception? Why is it so easy to fool ourselves? It's because we have a tendency to believe what we think. We believe what we tell ourselves. But there's often a vast difference between what we think and what we know to be true. Now, deep down inside, I knew I was kidding myself about being an insurance agent. If I had stopped and asked myself, "What am I doing?" I would have been able to see my self-deception, that I was just going through the motions with no intention to see it through. I could have saved myself a lot of time and money if I had done that earlier. Why didn't I? I didn't want to disappoint the organization that I was working with. I wanted to believe that I could do something and be good at it. I wanted to be somebody. However, the area of my life where self-deception was rampant was in my romantic relationships. Over and over, I knew I was wasting my time with a particular partner, or I knew they were wasting their time with me. Yet, I convinced myself that there was a future for us. So I pretended I pretended that I was there because I wanted to be, but I knew it wasn't going to last. But I wanted it to last. I needed it to last. So, how do we figure out when we're involved in self-deception? Well, guess what? It's not easy, and we usually don't figure it out because it's your mind that wants to deceive you in the first place. There's a line from a Bob Dylan song. I think the song is called the Man with the Long Black Coat. And Dylan said in that song, you cannot depend on it, your mind, to be your guide when it's you that must keep it satisfied, right? So we can't count on the thing that's deceiving us to reveal our own self-deception. It's like seeing your own eye. We're often unaware that we are deceiving ourselves. We'll use logic to justify our actions in spite of what we feel. This way, we can ignore the voice inside that's asking us, what the hell are you doing? We will rationalize, make excuses, blame others, or get angry or defensive with others when they call us out. According to Wikipedia, self-deception is a process of denying or rationalizing away the relevance, significance, or importance of opposing evidence and logical argument. But here's what we can do. We can identify self-deception by the way it makes us feel, right? We'll feel when we're BSing ourselves. If we give ourselves the opportunity, we will feel our own self-deception in our bodies. Chances are others around us are feeling it as well. Now, feelings come and go, but when they come and refuse to leave, that's when it's time to pay attention. So here's a good rule of thumb. If you're caught up in self-deception, you will experience struggle and conflict. You might be getting sick a lot, feeling tired and ill at ease. The bigger the self-deception, the bigger the lie you are telling yourself, the crappier you will feel. Anxiety, discomfort, guilt can result from being inauthentic with ourselves. And don't underestimate the negative impact our inauthenticity will have on us. Self-deception can leave us feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and numb. And as we get better at lying to ourselves, we get better at lying to others. Our relationships suffer, our job performance declines, we lose clarity, and eventually we lose touch with ourselves and what is important, meaningful, and valuable. Imposter syndrome is one of the consequences of self-deception. The attempt to avoid these feelings, we might turn to numbing or medicating behaviors such as drugs or alcohol. If you are true to yourself, stuff just seems to flow. There may be challenges, but we can meet them with grace and ease if we are being true to ourselves. Are you getting the feeling that self-deception has you blind, fumbling, and stuck? Kind of get a feeling inside that maybe you're lying to yourself about something? Here's how you can shed light on that dark corner. Ask someone. This takes a rare kind of courage. I've actually done it. You walk up to somebody that knows you well and you ask them, hey, I get the feeling that I'm fooling myself about this situation. What do you think? If there is self-deception that has been festering and is getting stinky to others around you, they won't hesitate to gleefully point it out to you and possibly smack you side of the head and say, hey, knock it off. You can also write in a journal. Sit down with a pen and paper and ask, please tell me what I need to know. And then just start writing anything. Sometimes what shows up is kind of like a smack in the head. Use this as a tool of self-reflection and to build self-awareness. Here's another thing you might do is to ask your subconscious mind before you go to sleep. Just ask the question like, give me clarity to see what is true, or allow me to know if there is self-deception here. Sometimes you'll get a dream, or sometimes you'll know upon waking, maybe in the middle of the night or in the morning. Sometimes it will come to you out of nowhere like a smack in the head. You can also go take a walk. This is very helpful. Again, ask for clarity with a sense of calm relaxation. Go walking without trying to think or figure things out, or ride a bike. I did this once while thinking about a business associate who I was trying to convince myself I could trust. All of a sudden, while I was taking my walk, bits and pieces of information came together for me that made it clear to me that I could not trust this person. I was so astounded that I had not seen this before that I walked into a street sign. It was very much like a smack in the head. Work on your own self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-acceptance. Cultivate the courage to be honest with yourself and to see things you would rather not see or think about. Look at those areas of your life that are ruled by fear. Look at when you want to blame someone. Be very aware of when you avoid what you know you need to address. So that avoidance is a big sign that there's self-deception going on. And of course, you can go see a professional like myself to help you figure it out. I promise I will not smack you in the head, at least not literally. It doesn't take much to see the truth. The first step is to acknowledge that we all lie to ourselves and that we are all really good at it. So, in leaving you, I'll leave you with a couple of very cool quotes. One is by Mark Twain, who said, "We do not deal much in fact when we are contemplating ourselves." The other quote is by Paulo Coelho, a Brazilian novelist, who said, "If you want to be successful, you must respect one rule: never lie to yourself." So if you get the feeling that you're lying to yourself and you want to get some help and support at being more truthful with yourself, I invite you to get in touch with me for a free complimentary consultation. Go to tedmoreno.com, click on the contact menu, send me a little email and say, "Hey, Ted, I think I might want a complimentary consultation." I'll get back to you within 48 hours. We'll talk about your particular situation, find out if hypnotherapy is right for you. If it is, we'll schedule your first appointment. Okay? Thanks so much for tuning in. Take good care of yourself. And remember, you can watch or listen to this podcast on Google Play, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Have a great day. We'll talk soon. Bye.